What kind of partners are you sort of looking to hear from, and in what
Well,
context?
it's a really good question. I mean, look, we'd obviously like to hear from other content creators. I mean, people who've got
Okay.
really cool ideas, really nice ideas, and they can be small, they can be startups. I mean, sometimes, the freshest ideas can come from people who are new to the market, who are just coming in, who are not encumbered by, maybe the past. Are doing their own thing, have got an original idea. I mean, you think about some of the greatest properties that we now have. They started with someone writing something in a coffee shop and banging on doors and trying to get a deal. So I'm interested in talking to people who've got new, fresh ideas. We obviously are working with many of the large broadcasters. And we want to continue to do that, whether it's an ABC Australia or a Super RTL in Germany, or a BBC, or MediaCore in Singapore, or Astro in Malaysia. These are all important partners for us. And then, obviously, as you say, all the digital partners. So the smart TV manufacturers, the other new players who are penetrating that market. And Tubi is a new one. Roku's been big in the US for a while, but is growing internationally. You think about many others. There are others coming up, which are going to be, I think, very significant. There was one I was talking to yesterday, which in fact I hadn't even heard of until they approached me. And they told me about their numbers. And they're already hitting several million households, and they've got ambitions to be, a global player. Now, I think
Wow.
their business model is very interesting. And so I'm going to talk to them as well. So I think I wouldn't close any doors. At the end of the day, it needs to work for both of us. They need to believe that our content is going to provide a business benefit. And principally, what Kids is probably the best anti-churn you could possibly find. The cost of acquiring a new customer is much greater than the cost of keeping a customer.
That's it. That's right.
So you want to keep your customers. And you think about Netflix. Netflix. I mean, say their churn rate is 10% with 160 million customers. That means that's more than 1 million customers every month you've got to add in there just to stay where you are. That's a
Right.
heck of a demand. If you can reduce that, that's very attractive to a platform. So kids is really good for anti-churn because no one's going to cancel because no one wants their kids to be upset. No one wants a tantrum from their kids when they get home from work in the evening.
Yes.
And that's what Kids does brilliantly. Kids is a fantastic device to prevent churn and save that money on customer acquisition costs. And that's why everybody wants kids content.